That's okay. The typical course, 3 weeks, 20 lessons. If you arrive in July, you do the first 3 units of the book. If you arrive in August, you do units 16 and 17. Totally unrelated to your needs. Nobody's ever asked you, well, you never get the chance to say, why am I doing these 2 units in the middle of the book? Ah, because you've come in August. And that's what August people do. And then you hear from schools saying, well, now is not the time, not in the summer. The summer's not the time to do anything clever because we're really busy. Well, the summer is the time to do something clever because that's when you've got the most customers. So I spent a long time talking to my customers to find out what they wanted. And what we found was more than anything, they wanted, and this is no surprise to you because you've probably heard it a lot, they wanted speaking. But if you read the literature of every General English course, it says in every school, General English is a balance of the 4 skills of speaking, listening, reading and writing. Well, if most of our students want speaking, which is why they come for 2 or 3 weeks, why are we giving them a balance of reading and writing? Why are we doing, and this was the other thing they said, and if I go back to when I started teaching, I think the average level of people who come to us now is 1.5 to 2 levels higher. Because people are learning so well at home. There are native speakers everywhere, teaching with the same books that we use. So we decided that we would invent a course that had no course books, that really was about speaking. And then, there are 3 of us here with schools in different locations, in London, in Dublin, in Totnes and Devon. Why would someone choose one of our schools? They choose it because they actually want to go to that place. It's no surprise they want to go there. So we welcome them to our school. We then lock them in a classroom for 3 weeks, a classroom which looks just like any classroom anywhere in the world. We said, let's change all this. We developed a course which is called Cultural Experience. We use London as the classroom in a special way. London's greatest heritage is our museums and galleries. We use them as the classroom. We teach the lessons Monday to Friday in a different museum or a different gallery. People get a flavour of London. The lessons are all based on our own material, which means there is not a chance that any student is ever repeating anything they've done before. And it's all about speaking. And guess what? The feedback is unbelievable. People saying things like, I wasn't quite sure what it was I was booking, but it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Where's our problem? Sorry to say, the problem is sometimes with our agents. Sorry, Audrey. You're good, you've sold it. The problem is with some of our agents who find it difficult to sell something that's different. And I think that's what we need to change. This year, we've done something new. We've talked to our students again, and we've said, you can come in. We've spoken to our students again, and we said to them, what do you want? Because we thought it was time to revise our earlier research. And this time, the great one word came back. People saying to us, come in. People saying to us, the one thing that we want is confidence. And I know what they mean. They mean, I need English for my job. I need English for university. I need English for my life. But what they really want is the confidence that if you go to an interview, you won't feel silly. If you're standing in university doing a presentation, everyone will understand. So what we've done now is we've invented another new course, which is called communicating with confidence. If you speak to one of your clients and you say to them, we've got 4 general English courses here, and here we've got a course, well, this is what they're saying. At the end of 2 weeks, you will go home feeling fantastic about your English. I don't know whether you'll learn all the grammar you want to learn, but they have a method to make you feel confident. And our method for doing this is we have gone into partnership with the leading drama school in England, which is called RADA, trained everybody from Anthony Hopkins to Keira Knightley. We are using their skills and how you can take an actor and make an actor feel really confident to train language learners. The idea is always make one small step and then it's easier to sell. We're all in this together. If, quite simply, we don't make changes, our industry will just look like the red telephone. A good example of this is Japan. Japan is a traditional and an old market for selling courses in England, except it's got harder and harder and harder to sell these courses. Why? Because they've been coming for years, and everybody's parents did courses, and it's not very inspiring for the children to come and do the same thing that their parents did. We're not moving forward, and as we're not moving forward, our products are just looking as tired and dated as the red telephone. So what I'm saying to you as agents and those with blue as schools, I would say, come up with something new, have a go. Everything about innovation has a risk. There's an opportunity for failure and an opportunity for success. But what I'd say to you in red as agents at ISEF Berlin is when you're sitting there tomorrow across the table from someone, ask them the question, what are you doing in 2011 to make things more exciting for our students and therefore easier for me to sell? Because our job is to make it easier for you to go away and sell. And the more we talk about it and the more we push it, we can make our industry something exciting. And if it's exciting, people will come to you to buy something, and just like the iPhone, they won't say, we're price sensitive. They'll say, I'm not worried about the price. This sounds like something I want. I'll wait till I can afford it, and then I'll buy it. And everybody's life should be easier. Stuart, that's me. Kevin, Margie, and James. Obviously, we'll be here for 3 days. We've got 2 tables, K12 and 11-12. We'll be at the bar. We'll be on the dance floor.
Will we?
Not me, I'm the world's worst. But I think they'll be on the dance floor. We're here. If you have an appointment with us, that's lovely. If not, come by and see us, because we've got ideas to make your life easier. That's what it's all about. Thank you very much for your time. Does anyone have any questions? Just one.
Just something which came to mind, because students often have difficulty to express their wants, perhaps because they're under pressure from their parents. If some of them actually said what they wanted, they would say a good time, but they're not allowed to say that because of those pressures. So how do you investigate, how do you delve into what the actual wants are? Because they have to be sort of perceived wants, if you wish. Well, if I may just finish, like part A and part B. The other point is, interesting, is that we often speak about needs analysis. Most people use needs analysis, but we don't use the expression wants analysis, do we? So it would be good to develop a sort of a wants analysis.
I think on the whole we know why people need to improve their language skills. There are so few answers. It's work, it's social, it's studies. Be surprised if we came up with any more reasons. Occasionally it's love. Not a lot more than that. What was the first question?
How do we find out their wants?
The pleasure part of it. I think that's the reason our industry survives, is that even without innovating, without most schools have never done anything new since they opened, on the whole, people have a good time when they go to a language school. They have a good time because the people who work in schools are usually very nice, because teachers are fun, and they make it a nice time for the students. And on the whole, even if the wants aren't addressed, people go home happy. And I think that's what happens, is the pleasure part takes care of itself, even if you're not selling it. But the idea is we're trying to address that with our cultural experience. You can do cultural experience in Devon, in Dublin, in London. The idea is not to sit in a classroom, but to be out there and using the language. Does that help?
Yeah, can I ask a follow-up question?
They want the room.
Okay, very quickly. When you do your next research in 3 years' time to see where the want is, what want do you anticipate?
You'll have to leave your business card on that one. I have absolutely no idea.
Because if you can anticipate the wants, you know.
I think we're in a good position by trying to innovate as it is. Thank you all for your time.